Hi, welcome to Using the KeyCore Tools. Today I'm going to talk about using the AdHoc tools for tracking costs in the field. The AdHoc tool is a good tool because it's completely customizable. Most people are familiar with Excel, so it puts it in a format that you're used to seeing. It's essentially an Excel pivot table where you can add different columns and take away different columns. Also, it updates without any manual entry, so it's ready when you need it. All you have to do is hit the refresh button. Let me go ahead and show you guys a little bit about the AdHoc tool. Now, if I pull up my email here, I just requested from the business manager to look at their AdHoc tool for their project. In this case, it's Homer City. So pretty much you can request the access from your business manager, and he can essentially just send you an Excel file that's linked to the tables that will update when you want it to. So here I have the cost report from Homer City, and here I have the LDR from Homer City. Alright, so let's say I want to look at the LDR. Go ahead and open this up. And it brings up this screen. So I'm going to go ahead and enable content here. And then in order to refresh all this data, which you need to do every time that you open it up in order for the data to be live, you go to data and you hit refresh all. Now this actually is pretty quick, only takes a second. And you can see that it defaults back to this original screen right here. You see I can filter by superintendent if I know the superintendent I'm looking for. You can select a certain date range if you only want to look at that date range and all that. We'll just keep the date range and the superintendent the way that it is now. You can also select the project right here. We'll just keep it at Homer City Generating Station, but actually through this view you can select different projects that you want to look at just by drilling down into those folders. So here under Homer City, go ahead and drill down, and I'm going to look at small bore carbon steel piping. So I'll go to direct costs. And then above ground piping is down here. Above ground small bore piping is right there. So go ahead and drill that down. Okay, so if you notice, here's carbon steel right here, above ground small bore carbon steel. You can see all of the current budget, the current period, and the job to date. All those values right there. Notice that if I drill down more, it takes away all these values that are currently showing up. So if you're ever wondering, hey, why can't I see the total values for carbon steel? It's because you've expanded that section to show all the different sections of how they've broken down carbon steel. So I'll go ahead and minimize that because I just want to look at the overview of carbon steel. So this is how Homer City had set up their template in order to send out an LDR. They selected the current budget and put some items there, the current period, and put what relevant items people thought that they would need to see about the current period, and then the job to date. So you have the ability to look at all of this, but on top of that you have the ability to customize all of these views. As you can see over here on the pivot table list, there's different selections. You can select under the current budget, the current estimate, or if I want to add another value under the current budget, I can come in here. All the items checked are all of the ones that they have showing up over here on the current budget. Say I want unit per man hours, I can go ahead and pull that in. In this scenario, I want to know what our forecasted final cost is going to be of this small bore pipe. So as you can see here, they don't have any forecasted pull up. Right here is under forecasting. So if I go ahead and pull open forecasting, you can see there's these different forecast things that you can pull in. Forecasted unit cost. So if I want to go ahead and pull in that forecasted unit cost, I just check that, and it go ahead and pulls up right here. So as you can see here, my forecasted unit cost is $862,000 by the end of the project. So if you look at my unit here, it's lump sum. So my current budget is $912,000 and my final cost is $862,000. So that's about a difference of $50,000. So let's see. If I scroll up here, I can do the forecasted cost variance. So we can see that, and it should be about $50,000. So once that pulls in, you can see that's correct. It's about $50,000 what our forecasted final cost is to what our forecasted variance is. Alright, a couple other things I want to show you is you have the ability to move this column. So say this was actually not forecasted but was job to date. You can click on this. Down here at the bottom you can see the forecasted variance and the forecasted unit cost. So if you wanted to move this over to the left, you can drag that up and you can see that this will move over here now. And you can move it all the way in these cells and reformat it to make it all customized, and you can add your own cells in here. One more thing I want to mention is sometimes this field list will go away, and it took me a minute to search for it, but what you want to remember is go over here in the pivot table tools under options and just select this field list, and that's going to allow you to add more fields like I showed you, and change the fields around and add different filters using the pivot table. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to give you guys a quick introduction into how to use the new AdHoc tool and how you can create your templates and edit and customize your pivot tables in Excel.